I want to talk about free will, and I just heard a very interesting conversation, lecture by a scientist, I think, who talks about Einstein's love for Spinoza. And he says that, Spinoza did not believe in free will. Now, look at the reasoning. Because everything that you do has a cause, right? Like he took a glass of juice and said, I drank this juice, and I drank this because I want to drink it. There's a reason why I drank that juice. And in our brain we can find out, my pattern and my psychology and everything, and I can give a reason for why I did something, which means that they first define free will as something which is free of reason, free of causality, free of your nature. You understand? He also gives a example of, suppose I want to prove that free will is not there, I'll go bang my head. And he says, then no, but then soon as I will say that, you have a cause there because you are a rebel, and anytime anybody says you want to prove the opposite. See? So there's always a cause. And he says that because there is always a cause in the brain and the mind for what you are doing, that is why free will is not there. Which means they want a free will which is beyond causality. That way we should fly. I don't have free will because I can't fly. You understand what I'm trying to say? Every person will have to act in accordance not only with the outside world, but in accordance with the inside world also. No? He'll have to act in accordance with his own nature also. He can't kill himself, or even if he wants to kill himself, there'll be some reason. Just because there is some cause to your nature doesn't mean that you don't have free will. Actually, free will is part of that nature. Choices are a part of that nature. You can choose to choose. That is free will according to me. So I have many alternatives right now. I can choose my choice. And that also depends upon our knowledge. So there'll be a cause to that also. There will be a cause to that also. But the final cause, I think the final cause is your choice. But sometimes you're overwhelmed by emotion. Then you can't choose. So free will becomes difficult. That doesn't mean free will is not there. In fact, if a person has no free will, he'll be not in a good state. He'll be in a bad mental state. And half the reason why most people do not believe in free will is because they are in such a mental state. They're driven by their emotions, their thoughts, including me, all of us. Which is why free will is very not having free will is very attractive, to justify. But the fact remains that you can always sum up and you can always choose better. That's why we have regrets. That's why we have a concept called guilt. That is very interesting also, that you have free will. You have free will. You have a choice. You can choose. But there are causes for that. You can choose the cause. That is my understanding.